Chris, you were just in the locker room and talking to players following this heartbreaking loss. What is the mood amongst everyone?
It's about exactly what you would expect. It was a really somber mood in the locker room. We saw Brock Purdy walking around. He looked like he was just in a fog, couldn't wrap his head around the injury that he went through. And then when I was up in the press box getting ready to come down to the field, I saw both teams' coaches that are up in the press box so that way they can call plays and all of that. And you see the Philly coaches, they're just cheering, running, sprinting in that elevator, as happy as they could be, going to the Super Bowl. And then you see the guys for San Francisco coming out and just it looked like they were at a funeral, just as somber as you could imagine. And this was a game that you felt like Philly had gotten back in it after that Christian McCaffrey touchdown, because the defense looked like they were able to kind of contain Philadelphia. But after that McCaffrey touchdown, then Philly has that score to answer to go up 14-7, and then things just fall apart. About as bad an end to a half as San Francisco could have had, with Josh Johnson fumbling the ball, Philly recovering it, and then scoring right before half with just seconds left. And then second half opens up with Josh Johnson getting that concussion. He's gone for the rest of the game, which forces Brock Purdy in, but Purdy dealing with so much pain in his arm, he can't even throw the ball beyond just 10 yards. So the Niners having to just run the ball. So Philadelphia knew exactly what was coming, able to key off on them. So that's why they come away with a big 31-7 win. But after the game, Purdy, as frustrated and upset as he is with his own circumstance, feeling even worse for the veterans on the team that once again missed out on a chance to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it just hurts. It's I'm just so sad for the older guys. You know, Fred, Trent, George, Eric Armstead, everyone, all the guys that have been through this. You know, they've obviously been to the Super Bowl in 19, and then last year in the NFC Championship, and then for this to happen, it's in the first drive, really, of, man, like, this is the kind of game we have to play after the first drive, and I'm just frustrated.
Losing your starting quarterback, who's a third-string rookie, to your fourth-string quarterback who did everything he could, gets hurt, right away in the third quarter, and then you can only run the ball. It's tough. It's frustrating. This is a hell of a football team.
Yeah, it's not ideal. It sucks. You never want to see, any of your teammates get hurt, let alone obviously the quarterback position. It's tough. You're never out of the fight, though, and we believed it and just didn't turn out our way. We got beaten. It. Wish we, had another shot at it with everybody. It would, but it's life. It's the way it goes.
So now the big question is, what will this team look like next year starting at quarterback? Is it going to be Brock Purdy? Is it going to be Trey Lance, who they gave up so many picks in the draft and took him high in the draft just a few years ago? Is Jimmy Garoppolo going to factor into this somehow, or is he going to get signed somewhere else? So that's the biggest question. And then you figure they're also going to lose D'Amico Ryans. He figures to be a head coach next year. Just a fantastic job with the defense all season long, leading the Niners to the best D in the NFL. So plenty of questions for the Niners to answer, but unfortunately for them, they have a long offseason to try and figure out the answers to all of that. Let's send it back to you guys. Kirsten, Eric.